Today on Drawbli,
Ben is finding his art style.
Ooh. Click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
Comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And of course, share your work online with #Drawbli.
Ben, your art style. Where is it? Where was it? How'd you find it? Was it under something?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
had
on
to
top of
search
something?
all over.
What was it inside of?
I looked under my car seat.
Your heart?
I looked under the bed.
Your car
No
seat?
art style there. It wasn't there. It turned out it was inside me the whole time. Ain't that just the way it is?
Did you stir it in with your morning coffee every day like I stir in that protein powder with my coffee?
I wish. I wish I could stir in my art
Wouldn't it be
style.
cool if we could ingest talent? I'm derailing us. Tell me about your art style.
Well, I've done it. I found it, Abby.
Oh.
No, it's something that I'm intentionally working on now, and specifically there are elements that I'm trying to focus on really hard. And those elements are specifically within the larger shape of how I start creating portraits during the, breakdown of steps. Let's call it like drawing, block out, shading,
I've heard
lighting.
the step list is very important.
So like kind of understanding my workflow. That's part of my process and my style.
Tell me step one.
No.
Yes.
We've done that before, and we can talk about it more.
Okay.
Obviously, we're doing the sketch right now. There's the first step.
Okay.
Something else that I'm really specifically working on now with my art style is how I draw faces, and more specifically, how I focus on drawing the facial features. And obviously there's going to be different shapes for different people, different ethnicities, etc. But the general way I tackle it is going to be like, I want it to be roughly the same.
Okay.
And I obviously want to continue to improve on those ideas, etc., etc., etc.
So draw eyes roughly the same, noses roughly the same, mouths roughly the same, ears, etc.
Yes.
Just have a formula. Okay, I like the ears you did on this, by
Not
the way.
necessarily a formula, but yes, I have figured out a way that I enjoy drawing noses and ears specifically a little more.
I'm so jealous.
So I kind of had a way and eyes. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in this area, not just on this portrait, but just in general lately. As well as just like my steps. I feel like I've leveled up. I went from a lowly noob to now I'm like an intermediate noob.
Okay, yeah, that's
Or
fair.
like a lower intermediate noob.
Yes, lower middle class, yes.
Lowest middle class. Upper lower class.
What
something.
else do you have to say about your art style?
I have so many things to say.
Tell me them.
Do you remember in our last video when you were talking about blending on the face?
Yeah,
for
I always
Tangerine?
overblend.
Talking about overblending. Well, I do the same thing. So this time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna fix it. So I found this idea to where you go through as if you were just gonna blend everything 100%. You blend your edges. So you got your mid-tone and your shadow, and you're like, what? Hard edge? Get out of here. Blended. So you go in and then you blend it, and then you go back over top of it and you reintroduce hard edges.
Okay.
So that's the technique. That's the whole thing.
So tell
that's the
me
big
how
secret.
that's not just painting one thing, changing it, and painting it back in. Tell me how that's different than that.
It's not. That's the greatest part. It's not different at all. That is the basic technique, but like executing it well so that you have a nice blend between, no pun intended, soft and hard edges.
Are you using a different brush in the second pass?
I don't. I've been kind of just using a hard round brush lately, actually. I got rid of this. I had for a long time been using this like textured square brush. It was too annoying, so I was like, no, I'm just using the hard round brush. I'm going back to basics, baby.
Are you finding the effect of this to be a more soft and hard edge?
I am finding that I'm getting a lot. So normally, right, I am known for doing all the hard edges.
Yes.
And you are known for all the soft edges.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get all these soft edges in here and then go back over top, and I'm like, let's get a little more hard edges back in there. So I have the base of of soft edges, and then I'm like, soft, hard, we got them both. We're doing it.
And you
We're
start
making magic.
with hard edges initially because that helps you lay down where you
Because
want
that's
each
how
color
I
and
do
value.
it. That my brain.
Yeah, that's how your brain works. Then you soften what your brain put down, and then you put
Gotta
some hard
soften
edges
my
over them.
brain.
Yeah, you do. So here we see the softening step.
Yes.
But you've got like on her chin that patch of light is a hard edge.
Well, how about you calm down? Because I'm gonna soften it, all right?
Oh, you are?
Can you take a chill pill? Because look, ooh, it's soft.
It's softer now. Okay. And now what happens?
And now I go back over it and look, hard edges. Bada bing, bada boom. So I got to about this point, like
Yeah.
roughly halfway through, and I was actually liking a lot
Yeah.
of what I had.
It already looks really good.
But then, in typical Drawbli fashion of, we're learning, we're practicing, learning new things, I did maybe do some over blending.
Oh, we love to overblend.
That's the thing with digital. It's so easy to just like freaking what's it called, like airbrushing?
That was like the hallmark of early digital art that I remember coming out when digital art was initially a thing
When
well
digital
over a
art
decade
was
ago.
invented,
When
of
I was
course.
getting on the internet anyway. And it all looked so like airbrushed. Like you
Yes.
knew it was digital because it was all too soft. And I didn't like that about it. I didn't think it looked like that element alone was enough for me to say like, well, it's coming along, but it's still at that time I was in my head I was like it's just digital.
It's just
Which,
digital
we
art.
all have to overcome and outgrow our initial biases we're maybe born into. But I now think, airbrush is okay as long as your execution is good. But I love that you were able to add in brush strokes, and that makes it look so much better as a digital piece to me.
So I'm trying to, like I said, this is my first time doing this, using this technique. So it's not perfect. I'm still working out the kinks, trying to figure things out. I spent way too long working on these lips, and they end up looking okay-ish.
I thought they looked really good. I saw the finished work. I thought they looked awesome.
That is very kind of you. I don't think you saw the very finished
Okay.
work, but yeah, it's still working out the kinks, figuring things out, but I do think that this is an improvement over what I had been doing previously.
Absolutely. This looks amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm starting to lean into a style that I enjoy.
I'm so jealous. I want a style, but right now I still feel like, and maybe some people who are watching can relate to this as well, I don't have a style so much as I'm just chasing competency. Like, I don't want to be drawing noses a certain way. I just want to be able to draw noses that look decent, like a nose.
Look like a nose.
And not a muddy patch of brushworks desperately trying to capture all the teeny tiny shifts in value and hue. So congratulations on your ascension into the next realm.
Ascension.
It's no longer how to draw, it's how do I draw the way I like to draw it.
And do you remember I think I mentioned like in our last video, the watermelons that I painted where I went back over top with the hard edges and like concretely like gave it some nice brush stroke texture? Mm-hmm. That's something I've been practicing a lot more. And I did do that on this painting, but I'm still trying to find the balance between hard and soft. I haven't got it quite yet, but I feel like this was a major step in the right direction.
Good. Okay.
Tell me about your major steps in the right direction, Abby. What are you doing? Nah.
What we've talked about before is that when you find yourself at a point where you feel like you're not really growing, you're not improving in a way, at that point it's really good to step into a mindset of doing quantity over quality.
Yeah,
and sit down
absolutely.
and just do a lot of something and not try to stress too incredibly much about seeing those things become very improved.
That's what I feel like I've been doing for the past month.
Yeah, I've drawn a lot actually this week that just was nothing cohesive, nothing finished, nothing I'd actually like have produced into a video for us to look at because it's all just like sketches and starts and stops and finishes, and I hope it means that I'm on the brink of a change and a discovery and a shift in what I do.
I think you absolutely are.
Yeah, those are my thoughts and feelings. But this is awesome. You are a step ahead of me because you were at the brink and now you've crossed over to this side and it looks amazing.
I'm at the other side, Abby. When are you gonna come across?
Wave to me. Throw me a rope bridge.
Throws rope, lands in river.
Oh no.
You were supposed to grab it.
Dives into river. I'll save you,
It
rope.
gets swept away, drowns, dies.
Oh.
And now I'm only here doing
My ghost
drop.
comes back,
Oh.
does Drawbli with you. You can't stop me from drawing.
Wow, what a deep, rich lore we've built for Drawbli. Hey guys, remember that episode where Abby died and came back as a ghost, and now Ben draws with a ghost?
This
Wow.
is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, a step in the right direction. Lots more to go, as always, but a step in the right direction.
Very cool.
And if you want to take a step in the right direction, I'm going to beat you to it. Click that subscribe button.
and comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And share your work online with hashtag Drawbli.
And this is the part where we say goodbye.
Goomba.
I like your drawing, Ben, and I like drinking coffee while we watch it again.
That's it. That was perfect. Yeah.
Thanks.
Great job.
Thanks. I rehearsed that like 20 times.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you scripted it and wrote it all
Yeah,
down.
like
because
last
I was
week.
I was a little scared that you
I've
would
been
mess up the
singing in the
lyrics.
car every day, like sweating.
What?
What?